Reclaiming the Edge exhibition focuses on the Anacostia River, its history, its present condition, and what the future possibilities are for developing its shoreline.
That's good. Now don't like shake it up, just.
I know she just.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then what else?
Insert wide range feed.
21 degrees.
A watershed is a geographical area where all the water that falls out of the sky and flows over land drains into a specific spot. Think of a watershed as a bathtub with many different faucets and several shower heads, okay? All the water that falls in that bathtub that goes down the drain that's in the bottom of the tub, okay? That area is a watershed.
What we did today, we tested pH. We tested pH, got the water I was drinking. It's 7.1. 7.1, I mean it's drinkable. Test tube number 1 said 7.0. And drinkable. When we did it again, the second tube said 7.5, so it went down a level.
The thermometer in the water, and we did 4 of them, but we had like 6 of them, but we only got to do 4 of them. But so all we did was average out the 4th one because we left it in the water for the right amount of time, and that came to 10 Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius. So
what we did, we drew the band along, and we saw how much litter was in it. And after that, we figured out that the band along is used to collect the litters in order so that the Anacostia River won't be as polluted.
I hope the students have learned that a watershed is a geographical area that drains water across the within that land space. I also hope that they have had a chance to compare what they see in one part of the watershed to where they live and their communities are located, so that they will have some idea about the discrepancies and the differences between those two locations, and to have started to think about the problems that arise with land use and how it impacts the watershed. % of the surface of the earth is covered by water, and only 1% of that water is fresh water, water that has no salt content or very low salt content.
Is that even though like some of these places they kind of just seem like rivers and creeks, you wouldn't trust. Most of them was actually okay as far as like nitrates and pH level. So like a lot of it was actually better than you thought it was. And we saw a lot of the vandalogs, and well, even though they had a lot of trash in there, it still didn't affect the water, so it's doing its job. So yeah.
So these are native species and native amphibians from the Anacostia Museum. These are interesting to me because I never knew there were so many living things in my local river.
I learned a lot about that the Anacostia River isn't as dirty as people say it is, and it's actually very drinkable, so it's not as dirty as most people think. It just looks dirty, but it's not as dirty.
I learned about the vandalong, and I really appreciate the fact that some programs are actually trying to make sure that the Anacostia stays clean and to prevent pollution.
anyone know what the definition of a watershed is?
A geographic area or space where water is being drained in the same area.
Yeah, so that's it, exactly. So all of the land and all of the water that's draining in one area to one specific body of water. So in this case, the Anacostia Watershed is all draining to the Anacostia River, which you're looking at right here.
Anacostia River, you're absolutely right. The Anacostia River starts where? Anybody know where the Anacostia River starts? The beginning. Sandy Springs. Oh, you guys did your homework. Yes. Sandy Springs.
No, we just came from it.
Oh, you're doing the whole thing. Yeah, I got you. So Sandy Springs and Wheaton area, and those little creeks and tributaries make their way down here. And this is more than likely the widest portion of the Anacostia out of the urban area.
My name is Chantel, and we just took a boat trip on the Anacostia River, and it was fun. We learned history, like our history about the Anacostia River and the surroundings. And before we went to the beginning where the Anacostia River starts at, which is Sandy Spring, and it was like a little puddle kind of. It was cool. And then we came here to see how that little puddle expands to this big river.
This thing on the side, what do you think that's called, that brick thing? Seawall? Seawall. That was built over 100 years ago. They built it for a few reasons. Maryland decided not to build it. DC did. Now, in my opinion, and several other people's opinion, it's an ecological mistake. Because what it did is it prevented a lot of the natural wetlands from growing back. But of course, nature always wants to return to its natural state. So you can start seeing wetlands grow on the other side of the wall already in different places.
My name is Namdi. Today we took a boat ride on the Anacostia River, learned about the history and what's the importance of the Anacostia River and how it was long ago and how it changed since then.